Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Grief Drums, and welcome to Arma Reforger. If you just missed the live stream over on Bohemia's Twitch channel, stick around for all of the latest news and information about what to expect. So, you may have seen the leaks already, but Arma Reforger has now officially been announced, and I was extremely lucky to be invited along by Bohemia to play and test this early. So a huge thank you to them. I really appreciated the opportunity. So let's get into the weeds of what exactly this is. Reforger is a showcase of the studio's progress on their new Enfusion engine. It's a standalone game and a creative platform, more on that later, but ultimately think of it as like a halfway house for the devs to test, adjust, fine-tune all of the aspects alongside the community feedback for the ongoing development of Arma 4. Sounds exciting, right? Now, Reforger is available right now, and it will be retailing at $30 I believe. It comes with two main aspects to it, though. The first is the game itself. Set in the 1980s, the game is taking us back to the island of Everon. Now, if you're an old fart like me, you will probably remember this from Operation Flashpoint, and if you've never seen it, Everon is 51 kilometers squared of woodland, mountainous region with lots of rolling farmland. However, as it is an island, the actual map size, including the water, is somewhere closer to the region of 164 kilometers squared. It's part of the Malden Archipelago, so that all ties in very nicely with Arma 3. If you played Malden, you will recognize similarities with this map. Now, Reforger is releasing with two main game modes to start with. Conflict is the main one. This is a PvP persistent capture the island mission in which players have to capture strategic positions from the enemy. It incorporates things like base building, logistical runs, you name it. Currently, there are two factions to choose from, the US and the Soviets, although there are independent forces as well in the FIA. The other game mode that is available at launch is, of course, the Game Master, or Zeus, as some of you may know it. This is a way for one person to pretty much play God and essentially watch over the battlefield, creating their own scenarios. You can sort of place down compositions, AI troops, vehicles, weapon emplacements, you name it. You can put them down and you can create your own scenarios. For me, on Arma 3, this, along with the Eden editor, has been my favorite way to play the game by a mile. It really has. And you're pretty much only limited by your own creativity. With that in mind, though, I did just touch on the Eden editor there. Arma 3 came with its own mission maker, the Eden editor, and Arma Reforger is not releasing with that. So it was a bit of a disappointment to me to hear that, but nevertheless, it's just something I wanted to divulge to you guys so that you're aware of it, that don't expect that to happen. Who knows, though? If enough people rally and say they would like the Eden editor, maybe the devs will change their mind. I guess we'll have to see. Now, something else that may be a little bit disappointing to some, unfortunately, there is no campaign. That isn't to say that modders won't be able to make something in the future, but certainly on release, and it's not expected, I don't believe, they're not going to be having a campaign for this. Speaking of modding, however, Reforger is also releasing with an entire suite of tools. These are the exact tools that the devs used to make the game, and we're going to get access to all of them. Now, I have been speaking with the devs, and I will hopefully be getting a crash course of some sort on how to really get the most out of these, and then fingers crossed, I'm going to hopefully put some videos together for you guys in the future. For those that are already insanely adept at modding and stuff, though, you're going to have a field day. You are going to be able to go to town creating new mods because the tools are incredible. They really are. Now, with all of the mods that will no doubt be created, they need a place to live. This is known as the workshop. It is found at the main menu of the game, and you are literally going to be able to find every mod on there. You don't need to go to the Steam workshop anymore. It's all going to be housed in-game. I did notice that there are a few other mods that are already on there. These were made by the devs, sort of with the purpose for re-engineering them, or reverse engineering, should I say. The idea is that you're going to be able to look at exactly how they've achieved something, and then amend it and tweak it and make it your own, and figure out how they did it. But by keeping all of the mods in the game rather than on the Steam Workshop, it's going to enable Xbox players to gain access easily. Yes, you just heard that right. Arma Reforger will be available not only on PC Early Access, but also on Xbox Series X and S game preview. Now, before I touch on that a little more, if you are on console and you are new to Arma, bear in mind that this game has clearly been designed to accommodate you guys. There's no more scroll wheel selection menu like in previous Arma titles. Instead, players physically have to go up to the elements and you have to interact with them by pressing F. Things like lanterns, doors and stuff. In the past, you would get a few different options on a scroll wheel, and now that has gone. It's completely gone. I know a lot of PC players are going to be happy with that, and it is a nice little touch. It means you're physically interacting with items in the world. Whether this will turn out to be limiting somewhat in the long term, with controllers having less buttons, I don't know. I really don't know. But it is worth noting that, obviously, with the game being on a brand new engine, reasonably standard mods used amongst the community, things like Ace and Tfar or Acre, they're not going to be able to just be ported across. That isn't to say, though, that they won't be able to go to Arma 4 because it's a new engine, so anything created on Reforger should be able to cut over to Arma 4 reasonably easy one day. But the devs have been designing this game from the ground up with the community in mind. The need for things like Tfar or Acre for radios may not be as necessary in Reforger because the devs have already added in short range and long range radios. At the minute, I'm finding these a little bit finicky. It doesn't feel quite as nice as what I'm used to. But again, we're on early access and the feedback is being taken on board the whole time. There are a lot of really, really nice elements to this game. Houses having furniture, for one, is great, which I know sounds daft, but after spending so much time on Arma 3, it's a nice little touch. But the game is a work in progress. There is no official version 1 release set at the minute. So expect a lot of things to change over the coming months as feedback is taken on board. And we're going to need to give the modding community time to get up to speed and start pushing stuff out. I, for one, though, I am excited for this. I really am. I think we need to give it some time, but I think the engine that this is on offers an incredible platform for us to really push some boundaries here and make something incredible. I'm afraid that is going to be about all I have for you today. I'm really keen to hear your thoughts, though. Do you like the look of Reforger? Are you disappointed it's not Arma 4? Or are you happy that it's not another DLC and instead we're getting our hands on the new engine? Maybe you're a console player and you're stoked to finally be able to play Arma. Let me know down in the comments. If you want to keep up to date with all things Arma, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider hitting the thumbs up, as interactions with the channel really do help out with the YouTube algorithm and stuff. If you want to get involved and start playing with us, we have a Discord. The link is going to be down in the description below, where we have our own community of really great people, and we play things like Arma 3, and obviously we're going to hopefully be playing a lot more Arma Reforger over the coming months. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay reckless and relentless.